What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder. Get this. Hearn states that I really want to make the Joshua versus Wilder fight in 2023. Hearn continues to beat the drum for Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. The Matchroom Box head who promotes London's Joshua indicated recently that he believes that the matchup can materialize sometime in the second half of the year. Hearn said that he had some minor communication with Shelly Finkel last month, which is the manager of Deontay Wilder, but serious discussions have not yet been made. In any case, both fighters will have different opponents lined up for the first quarter of 2023. The WBC, of course, ordered Deontay Wilder to fight Andy Ruiz in a final eliminator. And, of course, we have Joshua. He made it clear on who wins today between Dillian Whyte and Jermaine Franklin of the USA. That will get the shot at Anthony Joshua in the first part of 2023. And he said it's a massive fight. You have to see what happens with Tyson Fury as well, because Wilder is the obvious fight to make. Whether he fights Ruiz or not, that may determine what happens with Anthony Joshua. If they both fight in March, say you go into a big fight this summer, then you have Dillian. I really want to make AJ versus Wilder in 2023. I think that's a standout fight, and he wants it as well. He wants all the biggest fights, and that's one of the biggest out there. Well, let me counterpunch. I think talk like this is good, but I think talking behind the scenes is better. I do think that they need to start talking with each other. Start sending emails of encouragement and emails of getting stuff done, splits, things like that, to that nature. Networks, that's going to be a big issue with Joshua and Wilder, because as long as Wilder's advised by Al Haymon will try his best to put it on a platform that is dealing with Fox or Showtime, okay? And that may be a problem. Whichever case, it's going to be pay-per-view. Okay, and that's, I think, is the only way that Al Haymon will probably consider going to DAZN, just like he did with Floyd Mayweather. Because recently Floyd Mayweather, had an exhibition with Deji, and that was pay-per-view. All right, now how high will it be? I'm not sure. But of course, we know Canelo Alvarez has a pay-per-view slot on DAZN. Floyd now has reached on there. So I don't see why it couldn't be on DAZN. Okay. And if it's not on DAZN, if they want to argue over networks, okay, that, will be, a hurdle. But it just also shows that conveniently they want certain things, or they're okay with certain things and with certain fighters on DAZN, but not with Deontay Wilder. So it just shows you that a lot of politics, are holding up fights to that regard when they're dealing with certain fighters. But I think that Eddie Hearn should really get in a good communication groove with Shelly Finkel, because Shelly Finkel is the guy. He's the guy that makes it happen. He talks to Deontay and, of course, Al Haymon, and I think that fight should be done. I think that should be a stadium fight. I think that would be the biggest fight. In fact, while I got you guys here, let's look at the poll, okay? And the poll is, all right, what's the bigger fight between Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder? And the poll is in. As you guys can see, we have Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder is 52%, compared to Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, which is 48%. Now, again, that's not bad. It's out of 1,900 votes. I would expect more people to vote on that. But, This was 3 days ago, so I'm pretty sure we will get at least maybe 2,500. But again, I think more people should have voted on this poll. But it just shows you what the bigger fight is in the minds of you guys, because it's not about me, it's about you. So a lot of people come on and say, oh man, you just have a bias. No, I'm like, well, no, everyone can vote. You don't have to be a subscriber to vote on a particular question that was asked, right? Because those questions will float. Now they do float to subscribers, yes, but you can vote if you like. Okay, and this is how you guys feel. 52% thought Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder is a bigger fight. So those are the two biggest fights in boxing right now. In heavyweight boxing, those are the two biggest. You can't get any bigger than that. So that just shows you that the demand for that particular fight is very high, and it should happen. So if we're going to hear Eddie talk about fighting, or we're going to hear Eddie negotiate, I would rather him negotiate instead of talking about negotiating, if that makes sense, because a lot of people can talk of what they can do or what they're going to do or whatever, but it rarely gets done. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder in talks, and Eddie Hearn's attempt to make that fight the later part of 2023. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.